Well, you cannot celebrate Dollywood's 40th anniversary without talking about the rides. And we are starting out here on the very peaceful, the magical carousel. Of course, a lot of kids' very first ride. And then we're going to baby step our way all the way through the theme park to check out some of those thrill rides that Dollywood is also known for. Things like the Fire Chaser and the Wild Eagle. We are making our way around the park, talking about, of course, all the popular rides. Made my way back to one of my very favorites. I remember the day this opened, and it's still such a fan favorite, the Fire Chaser.
Yeah, you know, Fire Chaser Express was the nation's first dual launch forward and backward coaster that's also 39 inches high. So, you know, it allows us an opportunity to let younger guests be able to ride it. This was actually the first ride that my kids were able to ride when they were about 4 years old. And now wherever we go, they say, yeah, our first roller coaster was at Dollywood, and that's what's so important to us, why we designed these rides with some lower height requirements. Still very thrilling, as you can tell, but it allows us to let families be able to ride together as a group. They don't have to split up and go different ways. And then later on, years from now, they'll be able to say, yeah, our first ride together was Fire Chaser Express or Dragonfly or Big Bear Mountain. And that's why we do what we do. We want families to be able to have those memories when they're here.
Making so many memories. Yes. And of course, you have such a variety of rides, from our little tiny ones, those first pictures on the little pigs or the bees, all the way up.
Yeah, you're exactly right. So down in Country Fair, you're going to find some of those rides that our younger kids are able to ride. Then we've got, you know, you step up a little bit, you have Whistle Punk Chaser, a small roller coaster, the Black Bear Trail over in Wildwood Grove. And then it steps up to these roller coasters that are 39 inches. And then we continue going up until you get to Wild Eagle, Tennessee Tornado, Lightning Rod. But it really does offer something for every member of the family as they continue to grow, to age into new rides. Or if they don't like the larger rides like Wild Eagle, they can stay at the lower level. But, you know, it really does let everybody have something that they can enjoy while they're here at the park.
And of course, over the years, so many exciting things when you're opening a new ride. I remember the Wild Eagle that first time I got on there, and you have so many firsts when it comes to these rides. It's the tallest, or it's the fastest, or the dual push, or...
You're right. So as we said, this is the nation's first dual launch forward and backward family coaster. Wild Eagle was the first winged coaster in the United States. So you're sitting over the sides. There's nothing above you or below you, just like you're on the wings of an eagle. So the first one of those in the United States. We also, with Mystery Mine, that ride has 2 90-degree lifts, which was a first in the United States. We also, with Lightning Rod, it was the first launched wooden coaster. It was the fastest wooden coaster when it was built. We've switched to a hybrid now with steel tracks and a traditional lift, but that ride is still, you know, it's on the top of everybody's list. But we're looking for those experiences for folks that really, they're not going to find other places that are unique to us. Continue to try to innovate, or find things that are new for us. If you ride Big Bear Mountain, it was the first ride with onboard audio, a really long track at almost 4,000 feet long, so 3/4 of a mile, that ride. So again, just trying to find those things that are going to be unique for us, that really take advantage of what we have here in the Smokies.
And people come from all over, like roller coaster enthusiasts, to get on these rides.
Yeah, we have probably 3 to 4 roller coaster enthusiast events every single year specifically for them. In 2023, we had the American Coaster Enthusiasts, which is the largest grouping of coaster enthusiasts in the entire world. We had 1,300 of them here for a 3-day event here, where they were riding all the roller coasters, doing, you know, all kinds of different things that were special for them. But it just goes to show the breadth of what we offer here for our guests, for the enthusiast crowd, whatever, you know, you're interested in with rides. We certainly have that here.
All right, well, you know, it's hard to come to Dollywood and not ride any rides, and I've been so fortunate over the years to get to ride on work days, including riding with you on Big Bear Mountain in, like, I think it was barely warm enough to ride.
Yes. And you know, my kids always say, well, you get to do when you go to work, and I say, well, I don't get to ride roller coasters, but I don't tell them. There are days where I do get to ride roller coasters, so that's a good little perk.
So, you know, it is the 40th anniversary, so I guess, Wes, is this one of those days where we get to ride a roller coaster?
I think it is, so I think we need to make that happen. Hey, and you never know what's going to be coming up down the road, what new thing we're going to be able to talk about.
All right, well, let's go check this one out since we're right here. Get your arms up. There's a fire somewhere.
Great day for this.
It is a perfect day. Fire chaser, one of my favorites at Dollywood. Well, as part of our celebration of 4 decades of Dollywood this week, we're going to be testing your knowledge with a trivia question each day. So here is today's question. What was the original name of the park now known as Dollywood? The original. We're going way back. We're going to have the answer coming up later in the show.